Hello friends, this is Captain Dave and Miss Brooke here at the Prime Terminal in Springfield, Missouri. Yes, we are sitting here waiting on a load right now. We just a couple days ago, we came off a home time and we were asked as a favor to take a Tropicana load out to California. I accepted it much to my better judgment, much against my better judgment. But we did go, we started on the load, and then lo and behold, sometimes things do work out for the best. Our inverter went out on our truck. I don't know why. I wasn't sure at the time what was going on with it. Tried to, do the troubleshooting things that I knew to do, and check the wires, check the connections down below, that kind of thing, and couldn't get the inverter to come back on. We had a refrigerator full of food, and also probably as important is that I was unable to use my CPAP, which I am on and expected to use every night. So we were in a position where we needed to have an inverter quickly. We were still in Florida. We had left Tampa, and I think we'd made it up to Wildwood. That's where the inverter started beeping. Pulled over, worked on it for a couple hours, even went so far as to buy another inverter there at Love's, I believe we were, and hooked it up. Didn't work. So I suspected that it might be a fuse, but looked on the fuse panels, both the front and the one over in the storage compartment on the side. Didn't see anything at all that looked like a fuse for an inverter. So basically, I just got a hold of the fleet manager at night and let him know that we were going to route into Springfield and drop the load and get the truck fixed, which we did. We got here last night about 7 in the evening, and went right over to Bay 21. And he diagnosed the problem. It was in fact a fuse, and the fuse was on the it's actually down on the driver's side where the batteries are. It's not like a fuse like anything I'd seen before, and I doubt they would have had one for sale at the truck stop. So I would not have been able to fix that myself, so it's good that we did that. Someone else picked up the load, and it's on its way out to California now. So right now we're waiting for another load. It is Monday, so it shouldn't be too long. Hopefully we're going to get something headed back east. We want to try to avoid California and the West Coast right now. Lots of rain, and in the higher elevation, snow coming in. So I think it might be problematic to go that way. So we're pushing real hard to try to get to go east. But today I wanted to talk to you about something that I learned along the way. We picked things up, bits and pieces of information that we find interesting and helpful. You may know this, and this may be old hat to you. So if it is, just feel free to bypass it and not listen. But for drivers that are new, we found this to be something that we didn't know. We get our routing all the time for loads, just as everyone does. We get our routing and we get our recommended fuel stops that come across the Qualcomm as an email, and we generally follow those unless our route changes or we end up going another direction and we're not under load possibly, or we want to take another route. We did know that we are to use Macro 27 for that. We can request another suggested fuel stop location where we just start for fuel. But ever since we've been driving almost a year now, Macro 27 has not worked for us. There have been times when I've tried to put the request in on my Macro 27 and we never got anything back. And so today, this morning actually, I went and I talked with Sam Messick at the fuel desk, or he works in he's not at the fuel desk, but so he runs the fuel program, I think. Anyway, we talked through the issue and found out that there are a couple things that you have to do when you're putting in your request for a Macro 27 that I was unaware of. The first thing is that generally speaking, on the locations, you want to put 01 or 90 as your location, your starting location or your ending location, and not the city and state, even though there's a spot for city and state on there. I was never told that. Brooke was never told that. We didn't know that. And Sam said he didn't believe that there was ever any kind of a class on that, and he thought it was very good to know that they could, do some further education on that. An even bigger thing to be aware of is if you, let's say that there is a through location. Let's say I'm going from Orlando, Florida to Las Vegas, Nevada. On the Macro 27, one of the lines says through, and that means that you want to route through a specific city to get to your 90 in Las Vegas in this case. Well, what you would do in that situation is you don't put the entire city and state. You just put the first 4 letters of the city that you are going through and you want to be routed through. And in Houston, it would be HOUS. Never knew that, didn't know it, was putting in the entire city and state, and as a result, I was never getting back Macro 27 when I requested it. An even funnier little twist that you probably need to be aware of is if you are wanting to be routed through a city that has 2 words in its name. As an example, you might want to go through Wichita Falls. Well, you wouldn't put WICH or whatever the first 4 letters of Wichita Falls are. When it's 2 words like that, you put the first letter of both words. So you would put in WF and then the state. And that should pull it up, the name of the city for you to select and choose as what you're going, where you want to go. I've not tried it yet. I was just told that this morning. We're not under load right now, so I really can't do a Macro 27. But I am planning to try these 2 little tricks out, see if they work for me, and see if we can get those reports when we need them. Again, there have been times when we weren't able to get them, and we just had to do our best with buying the fuel at the best location that we could find, basically from memory or doing a little research. I know that they're listed on the app. You can go look it through and see what fuel is selling at different locations, but you know, that can be hard to do sometimes. So anyway, there's some tidbits for you, some things to know about Macro 27 that if you didn't know them before, I was told that's how you enter that information. Please feel free to leave me some feedback. If you have questions on it, I'll be sure to answer those, and I can get back with Sam. But he's a real good guy. Anytime you're in Springfield and you have any issues with fuel or the Macro 27, he's in the accounting area down there on the first floor. Feel free to stop by and talk with him. That's it for now. This is Captain Dave with Simple Plan Trucking. Y'all be safe out there, and we'll be talking with you real soon. Hi, Brooke.